There was this one actress I used to really have a thing for. I first saw her, granted, she's like prehistoric now.
Sure.
So it could never be. The age difference is just too,
You
like
finally given up on that idea?
I'm going to be 59 and she's going to be like 104. It just won't work.
Yes. Well, hey, Social Security recipient, right?
Well,
Ah.
which brings up the very interesting question. Would you be some old, like Hollywood bags, like boy toy, but like just lower yourself to like, basically do her for like, 3 or 4 years, like, like Kitty Carlisle. Yeah, would you be Kitty Carlisle's boy toy if you knew that, like, at the end of the rainbow, there was like 10 or 12 million in it for you?
I'd say that's like plan D. You know what I mean? Like, like if I, first I'm going to try to stand on my own 2 feet, but like, you know,
Yeah, so there was this
it
one
all blows up. A
where
buck's a buck. What the hell is going on over in
it's
Rufus
getting my camera.
land?
There was this one
That's
actress, which
painful.
unfortunately I can't get the thing big enough.
So you won't get the actress.
Yeah, so uh, but, I first saw her. I must have been about 10. It was the original, one of the first movie with Clifton Webb, Barbara Stanwyck, Titanic. It came out before A Night to Remember,
Huh.
and she played the daughter. Her name's Audrey Dalton. It was like she was just so fucking cute to me, and it was just weird because if you look her up, it's like, yeah, you find a picture of like Audrey Dalton in that movie Titanic, like in from the early 50s. And I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, it's like one of those things where the die was cast. I'm like, holy shit, that's almost like the ex. It's like, yeah, she almost really looks like Shirley did. It's
Oh,
like,
is that right? Well, I think everybody has types, right? I mean, for God's sake, my earliest crush was Barbara Eden, and I Dream of Eden, of I
yeah,
Dream of Jeannie, because of she had those Eastern features, but she was a white woman. It was as close as you could come, right? But she
yeah,
had like the almond shaped eyes, which drives me nuts.
yep.
And I didn't know what was going on. I was so young. I didn't. It was making me itchy, but like, who knew? You know what I mean? But
That
yeah,
was
I
the
think
thing. It's
everyone
like,
has a
you
type.
look at, yeah, you look at like that Audrey Dalton I was talking about. You look at, yeah, the ex-wife Shirley. Yeah, it's just and, yeah, even some of, like, the other crushes I've had, it's the eyes. It's like I don't know what they call it, like the cat eyes, where it's like they just got that little bit of there's just something about that that does it for me.
Hmm, interesting.
Plus the fact she had a cute ass.
A
Oh,
trip to
like,
Uranus.
tell me you never fantasized about, like, getting in that bottle with Jeannie.
Oh my God, the bottle? What are you kidding? I wanted to be in that bottle so bad. The couch and stuff, and the round purple colors with the reds and everything, and the like. Even her outfit, like I knew there was something about it I liked, even though it was just costume. The Western vision of what an Eastern woman might look like.
Mhm.
Very funny, right? And I also liked the girl from Get Smart. I thought she was very cute.
Oh, can't think of her name. Feldman or something? No.
No,
Well, I
some.
know who you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, Barbara Feldman, I think her name
Oh,
was.
is that what her name was? Yeah. She was always quite cute. Then there was the old classic, Marianne or Ginger. I'd have to go with
Marianne.
Marianne. Yeah, me too.
The Ginger is just such a bimbo. Well, even that, it's like you know, like Marilyn Monroe, when you see early Marilyn Monroe, when she was still like Norma Jean, she was really cute.
Yes, very pretty.
By like the late 50s, though, I don't know if it was like just the studio system or what. She just turned into like such a breathy bimbo. Like, oh, happy birthday, Mr. President.
Yeah, by then it seemed like the drugs had been setting in and she really just become like a caricature of herself, you know what I mean? Like this blonde woman and so the baby talk and all that stuff. Which I guess appealed to, the zeitgeist of the day or whatever it was back in the 60s.
50s. She was dead by, I think, what,
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe died was like, what, 61?
Well, Kennedy was 62, so
63. JFK got popped in 63.
yeah, his presidency was in 62, right? So if she was
And
up on
63.
and 63, yeah.
Good. He was president up until that point.
Yes. And then he caught the shuttle. Bye bye, Miss American Pie.
I hate that song.
Because it's about social justice.
No, it's just annoying. It's just overrated.
Ah.
It's like,
What about the Beatles? You like the Beatles, Jeff? Or are they too rad?
I like the Beatles. I tend to go more early Beatles. It depends on like what mood I'm in. It's I mean, you look at me and it's like, mostly. I mean, well, because we're on like Skype almost every day. It's like, I always have like, Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra going on in the office or whatever, just like very mellow or whatever. But so every now and then, you put on Beatles. It's like, "Ah, you want a revolution?"
Do you think, there's these guys out there that live in the 1940s, and I mean, like, as if it were 1940, and including the level of technology, the
Yeah, they
clothes,
go out to get the old appliances and they sit around
right?
listening to the radio at night and
Do you think you could do that?
piece of cake.
Yeah, I
Well,
think you could too.
but we'd have to like make a special exception for this.
Mm, yes. Well, then you're breaking the whole thing. You got
Well,
to go like
you're trying to get
full
rid of it. That's
tilt,
what it is.
or you know, we'll have to
He's
get
trying to-
somebody from the 1970s who can use technology.
Actually, his technology wasn't even around the 70s.
That's true. That's true. You think about it. When was the cell phone came out? Right. That was the beginning of the end. Right.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I made a cell call. It was my father. He had one for business users, like the good old brick.
Yeah. To unlock it with a code. Remember that?
Yep.
That was ridiculous.
It was the
You'd
kind
be
that
at a restaurant. You'd be like trying to plug the code in. You know what I mean? Your giant ass cell phone that couldn't do anything. It didn't show you anything. Just maybe made a phone call.
oh yeah. And I remember it's like, just for my first call was to Shirley. And I'm like, yeah, guess where I am? I'm in the car, and it's like, yeah, I'm like, this is so
I'm
cool.
stalking you outside your window.
No. My old man's
Shirley,
like,
I'm
well,
in the
we work
driveway.
good. It's like $3 a minute.
It's a hard voice to do. Yeah, right. Exactly. It was like $75 a minute or something, right? And they clocked you. There was no deals. There was
Well, yeah, it's like even I mean, remember it's like used to like any kind of long distance call that like your parents would make to relatives. It always had to be like, over the weekends, like after 5 p.m. because the rates came down. And
Oh, you mean the old landlines with the that were plugged into the wall, and then you had the long twisty cord, right? Yeah, and you go hey, where do you think you're going mid chat?
leave it to
Oh,
Rufus.
I know. I have one from the 20s actually. Yeah.
If there's a sound from your past,
Yeah, that's for sure.
that's why they changed originally. Piece of trivia for you. The emergency line used to be 999.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they changed it to 911 because with the dial, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's the,
By the time it got there, you'd be dead.
by the time you get the fire department on the phone, half the house burned down.
Should have been 111, right? Help, I'm Put the phone down, asshole.
You really amuse yourself, don't you?
I got it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like the only one who gets my jokes.
Yeah, we don't need all the other. Well, that's why we do this. We don't even. We're just like, yeah, who cares about the view? Well, we care. We
The
care about
viewers.
the viewers, but yeah, it's like
We're 2/6 of the viewers. Hey,
it's
easy there, Pops.
like, oh,
Don't blow a cork, all right?
like, yeah, you look at it, like, oh, our analytics are way up, and it's like, meanwhile, it's you and me logging on to see if anybody watches.
Yeah, right, exactly. We're our own demographic. Two nitwits of a certain age grew up on a certain sandbar
Oh
with a
God!
certain sixth grade teacher.
Sixth, second. Who'd ever thought that in second grade, from second grade, it's like we'd wind up here.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Talk about flash in the pan, right? It's
Well, I
like,
mean, you,
woof,
you
here
thought
I
you
am.
were going to be
My
in
knees
junior
hurt.
high school and high school, and every time I think I'm out, he pulls me back in.
I'll tell you, I think I got, you split during the best years, the best Rufus years, really, when you were thin and trim and very handsome. You were dapper and debonair, and you had your hair cut,
I had hair.
and you had hair, and you would dress nicely in the
You, you
style of
wouldn't
the Rat
get to
Pack.
know me.
And now, even though you don't talk to anybody during the whole day, you dress in a dress suit and slacks.
A dress
What's that
suit?
about?
A suit.
All right, a dress shirt. Let's say a shirt.
Well,
What?
somebody's got to uphold standards around here. You certainly ain't doing it. Look at you. Oh, the accountant. Okay.
Have to have a label.
Tax season's over. You're loaded with money. You could afford to buy a new pack of blades.
It's funny, yeah. It's I've been working in a seasonal business. Like now it's over, and it's kind of like nice. You know what I mean? For a bit. Not that there's nothing to do, but it's not like every day, 7 days a week is the
Mhm.
same.
So, in case the viewers, all three of you, are wondering what the delay was between the time tax season and now, tax season ended what? April 15th?
Right, and now we're into May, right? First week of
Yeah, it
May.
was April 15th. So basically, it took AWOL about 3 weeks to count all of his money.
More like to get over the post-traumatic stress. To like slowly come back to being a human. It's like when I
Yeah,
went when I
it's like the
traveled
end of Christmas.
when I went to India. It took me like a month to recover. I mean, I was there for a month. It was like I came back, and the sleep cycles were so different, and I was like ground down to the nub because of all the pollution and and it was like I'd be sitting there, and like watching TV with Shanti, and all of a sudden she hears,
No, you can tell them the truth. Don't sugarcoat it, because I know it's like you gave yourself like the most massive case of dysentery because you went out and you're going. What was it like? Yeah, you go to like the Mumbai like hot dog cart or whatever it was, loading up on all the Indian street food and
no, my partner in crime, Yatrabai, we were traveling together, and he's from there, so he was like, dude, do not drink the water. And like after I had this like very liquidy, watery snack on a beach in Mumbai, I like heard his words in my head. I'm like, oh fuck, I did it, dude. He's like, just drink a lot of water, and don't like even if you get away with it this
water.
time,
Drink a lot of water.
bottled water, flushed it the fuck out. He's like, even if you get away with it this time, like don't play the odds. You know what I mean? Because you'll end up in the hospital for 3 days.
Yeah, and then you're just sitting there, and then it's like because it's like I had the flu. It's like back around Christmas, and yeah, you're just sitting there watching TV, and then you just hear you hear it like all of a sudden you just hear from deep inside you. You're like, oh
Gurgle,
boy.
gurgle. Yeah, right, exactly. What's the worst pain you'd say you've ever had in your life
The worst pain?
besides the divorce?
Probably, okay, you see this finger?
Yes.
Okay. You see this finger?
Oh, fuck,
I'm like
man.
I'm like fighting to make that straight.
That's mental,
That
man.
was when I told
Ouch.
you that story. That was when I
You used to work down at the
Shirley
dock,
was
right?
over at her other's house and Johann was walking around looking bored and pathetic and it was snowing out. And I said to him, "Oh, let's go sledding." "You sure?" "Yeah, sure, whatever." So took him sledding. Yeah, we get to the local sled spot. We're the only ones there. Just early in the morning, the snow's coming down, dead quiet, soon to be broken by the sound of some idiot screaming. But, it's like Norman Rockwell. You know, I got my old, like, what do you call it? The flexible flyer sled. And he's got like his plastic toboggan thing. So you go down the hill a couple times. "You want to trade, Dad? You'll go faster." Exactly. I'm just like, well, I'm no stranger to speed. Yeah, I've had the speedometer up over 100 more times than I want to admit. So it's like 20 seconds later, I'm rocketing down. It's almost like Christmas Vacation. I'm like rocketing down this hill. And it's like I see a shrub coming at me, and out of reflex, I just stick my hands out. And I don't know if I caught it on something or hyperextended it. I crash into a bush. And I pop up. "I'm okay." He comes running over. "You okay?" And I'm like brushing myself off. I'm like, "I'm fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then something doesn't feel okay. I pull off my glove. This part of the finger is pointing this way
Oh,
with a
F.
little hunk of the bone sticking out the top. And I'm like, "I'm not okay." I'm like, go get Mario." That's one of his friend's fathers that lives nearby. It's like, he's a cop, so I figured he'd know what to do. I'm like, "Yeah, go get Mario." He
Sometimes the
takes off.
visual is the worst part, you know?
Yeah, so he takes off, and then now it's like, now I'm starting, I'm alone. I'm starting to feel dizzy and everything. Now it's a fight to get up the hill and everything. Yeah, and I guess it's oddly enough, I guess your body goes into shock or something because it's like I should have been like, you know me, I'm like Ralph Cramden. I get a paper cut and I'm like, "Wah!" And it's like it did. Yeah, oddly enough, it didn't hurt as much as that you thought it would. I guess because your body just went into shock or something. When it hurt though was yeah Anyway, we wind up in the ER. And the doctors, takes the x-rays and everything. And she's like, "Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is it's not broken. The bad news is it's dislocated."
Oh,
I'm
boy.
like, "Well, how is that bad news?" And she just looks at me. "We got to pop it back."
Oh, gross.
"Oh, don't worry. We'll numb you out." I'm like, "You
Look
better."
at that thing over there, pop, right? You know, like,
So then, but like what really hurt was since it was an open wound, they couldn't put like the pre-topical stuff on it.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, they had to take the thing and just the needle and just sink it right straight into like, yeah, 5
Oh,
times
fuck
all around.
me.
Just like,
Oh, ouch. That sucks, man. That
they had
really
like
sucks.
big goon of like, what do you call them? Like the hospital guys. Like some big goon, like, holding my arm down, and I'm like, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck."
God almighty. I'd say the kidney stone was my worst pain, man. That was like the fucking 3 days of pure, like you were wishing for death. You know what I mean? Because it's a little short of a thing, like working its way through your system. And the way I got there, it was like I was sitting down to dinner, just about to go have our little like nice meal with my family before we go to the opera. Spend $1,000 on these opera tickets so we could sit in the front row. And I start getting this weird feeling as I'm walking into the restaurant. I'm like,
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna let this happen, you know? And I get it before you know it, I'm in the bathroom of the restaurant, like keeled over, trying. I sleep, get sleep in the car. Before you know it, back at the hospital now. I'm like riling in pain. It's making it worse thinking of the seats where you know somebody's gonna fucking scum off my seats and be sitting there. You know what I mean? My $1,000 seats for free. And but anyway, like I was like, they were triaging me. You know what I mean? And it hurt so bad, man. I was just like, um, you know, lying there. They weren't giving me any sort of like morphine or whatever. And so I was like,
Mhm.
mother effer, like yelling louder and louder. So finally they came over and they gave me a little painkiller or whatever. And I kind of zonked out for a while. But my God, after that, going home, it was like, you know, because it moves, right? It goes like blah, 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 blah down your little system with its shards sticking in your whatever the fuck your
Yeah.
tubes, you know, and it hurts like a MF or, and then it stops for like half hour or
Because it
whatever.
probably lodged in and anchored.
Right now it's gonna, and then you drink water or whatever, and it moves a little more. So, motherfucker, and then it stops for a while, and there's like 3 days of that, and you're just like you're dry heaving, and you're just like the pain is unbearable, and you're on these meds, and it was just like, dude, do not get a kidney stone, no matter what happens.
What was funny was because when I was in the ER, Shirley's sister showed up because she lives closer. Because it's like, yeah, I called her and I'm like, yeah, I called her and I said, it's like, I don't know, I think I broke my finger, whatever. It's like, Jojo went to get Mario to taking me to the hospital. I'll call you when I get there. Click. Yeah. So that was like the call I gave her. Yeah, because it was like, in like the voicemail.
Yeah.
And then I guess, yeah. And then when you get to, when you get to a hospital, you can't get a signal for shit. So then it's like, yeah, I guess she sent her sister over. So yeah, and her sister was, there. And yeah, because her sister lives a lot closer. It's like, her parents are about 45 minutes away. Her sister was like 15 minutes away. So, she sent her sister to see what the hell was going on. And then the sister was like, texting her. And she texted something because they were waiting for the hand surgeon.
Mm.
So, she said something about, I guess, like waiting for surgeon. So then Shirley sees that and she's like, oh, like surgeon, like what the hell? So she gets in the car and she's on, but by the time
My
she got there,
intestines spilled out, baby. Don't worry about it.
so by the time she got there, it was like, I started feeling dizzy, I guess, because, I was coming off of the adrenaline and then they gave me like the shot of, the painkillers and everything. So I was starting to feel just kind of dizzy and nauseous or whatever. So then the nurse comes. I love those, like, they have like those blankets from the hot box
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because this happened like, in February. So it
Mm.
was like, cold and everything. So the nurse comes, and she tucks me in with the nice warm blankie straight from the hot
Uh,
box, and it's like, she turns the
Ice
lights
cream
down.
time.
Yeah, turns the lights out. She puts on, like, in the hospital, they have like the music station. So I'm like listening to like the Zen planetarium music. And her sister like left. And then it's like, and then Shirley walked in and she almost looked pissed, like I was too comfortable and having too much fun,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No rest for the wicked.
Sorry, I'm not like, sorry. It's like, I'm not at death's door here. It's like,
Yeah. You're supposed to be dying if I come down here.
all right.
Surely.
Although oddly enough, I know you hate it. It's like, I don't hate her. It's like, a lot of emotions, but over the course of the divorce, but hate never really entered the equation. I hate her.
No.
I hate her lawyer. I don't hate her lawyer because she's the opposing attorney. I hate her lawyer because her lawyer is just a miserable fucking human being. It's
Yeah, well, that's good. That's very mature that you don't hold any grudges or whatever, and it's good because I mean, what does it do except to hold you back? You know what I mean? You might as well just move on with your life and enjoy the remaining, hopefully, 20 years that you may have.
I,
You know.
20. I wish I could say it was mutual. I don't know, which kind of pisses me off. It's like, look,
Well, then you're getting too involved. You know what I mean? Just back off. Like,
yeah,
not your problem.
yeah, it's the kind of thing where, well, in a way, it's kind of like, ego, I guess, or insulting or whatever. It's hard to explain. It's like, it's don't act like, okay, the last 5 or so years weren't the best, but don't act like, yeah, you've known me fucking 40 years. Don't act like it was 40 years of hell. It's like apparently you had some fun along the way because you decided to marry me. It's like
Yeah, right. And people change, and not always together, and so forth and so on. And um,
she changed. I'm still the same charming individual
yes.
I was.
I got stopped in the hallway. Somebody asked me if I had change for the phone. I said, "Darling, you don't need to change for the phone." Yes, but um, no, but yeah, beginnings and endings. It's all good. Um, Sometimes in this life, things that seem hard at the time end up being for the best in ways that are yet to be seen.
Yep. Don't ask me what the plan B is. Plan B is, can
Enjoy your
go
life.
ways. Hmm?
Enjoy your life, dude. You're gonna, you've always wanted to live in that little like Mayberry setting kind of thing. Just grab it, man. Get your little store with the place above it and settle on in because it takes 10 years to make friends anywhere. You know what I mean? So you might as well get on it.
Yeah, because it's like I got to make a whole batch of new friends because I'm going to need pallbearers. Good point.
um,
10 years? You out of your fucking mind. Look, dude, I'm fucking lovable. It's
yes.
like-
That's for them to acclimate to the BO.
oh, wow. That's why it is. That's why you got to go to like Savannah, Georgia. Like I got to move in by the paper mills over there because then they won't pick it up.
That's a lovely little town. But yeah, I mean, even if you went to that Washington, Georgia little speck of a town that it is, I think you'd make friends probably quicker because it's a small town and you're, a new face and all this. But do it. Do it, Rufus. Do not like
Well,
just end up
well,
letting 10
then I
years go
go.
by in this,
Then I go and I
cacophony.
put some of those figures I make in the store window, and then it ends up being like that New York feller opened up a porn shop.
Well, you'd have to watch what you do down there, okay? But I mean, that's what you want. You might as well be a social dude, right? I mean, you'll have your little store, people will wander in, the occasional tourist, the guy you'll see the same guy at going to the restaurant, and you'll chat, and that's life for you. Everybody has to follow their life, man. Like I said, I think mine is probably more of like being in an apartment where I don't have to do any yard maintenance and I can escape to a international airport on a regular basis.
And you still need the geezer studio.
Well, that's this, right? I mean, as long as, whatever from across the globe through many time differences.
And it's somewhere, somehow, years from now, if we have like some kind of disc, if we ever save this shit to discs or whatever, or just into a hard drive, whatever, some kind of format, and our
Well, we're
kids will find it and they'll look and they'll see us here like we are today. And
well,
they'll
we'll
say, Jesus Christ, how the hell did they put up with each other?
by then they'll be, mind warping it to your brain facts.
Mm.
So, all right. Well, there's a natural pause. I think this concludes the first, episode back
I
this
don't think
year.
it's good to use.
Well, we didn't have any direction. I'll say that. So let's just call this one meandering.
Do we ever?
Let's just call this two old guys meandering, and then we'll try to pick up a sort of direction next time if I
This is
decide to
just
pay for
us.
this very expensive software.
That's right. This is just us letting our public, all three of them, know that we are still alive.
That's right, because, people stay up at night and they wonder. They write letters, faxes, telex.
Which brings us to viewer mail.
No, no more viewer mail. All right, we're stopping it here. All right. Anything else you'd like to
Wait.
say?
Yes.
Okay.
We have to do this.
All right.
Okay.
Do what?
Hmm?
Do what?
Mary Pickford.
I yeah. Yeah.